Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to take a quick look at Falcor. What do you mean people won't get it? It's not that old. Okay, maybe it's a little bit old. Terrible joke aside though, we are actually going to take a quick look at the Falcor, which is our newest glyph that was released with the Chimera update. Now first things first, you got the blueprint for this puppy. I will stop now. From the Corpus Lab in your dojo, the replication is gonna cost you 15,000 credits, and then to build the weapon, you have to put an additional 20,000 credits, 5 field drone, 8,500 alloy plates, 1,650 circuits, and 1 Forma. The Falcor is a Corpus glyph that requires you to be at least Mastery rank 8 to use and does 78 damage per hit. 28 is electricity, 34 is slash, 4 is puncture, and 12 is impact. It's somewhat slow with an attack speed of 0.833, it has okay crit chance at 12%, a below average crit multiplier at 160%, and very good status chance at 28%. Now, since this is a glyph, it can be used alongside one-handed secondary weapons, which also allows you to do charged throws, which are indicated by the swirlies around your crosshair, or you can just throw it normally by going into full melee mode and doing a charge attack. And what this allows you to do is detonate the glyph mid-air by briefly tapping channeling, which will make it explode and return back to you. Now the weapon also comes with somewhat of a unique mechanic where salam attacks have pretty big area of effect, and they also proc electricity even if you take the electricity from the weapon and you combo it into something else. And finally, the weapon doesn't come with any innate polarities other than a dash in the stance slot. Now all in all, I put 2 Forma on the Falcor, both of which were a V, and the first setup that I tried was kind of the most obvious one, and it was a Blood Rush Condition Overload hybrid. So the stance I was running was Astro Twilight. This is just a personal preference, so if you like the other one, you can run that instead. Prime Pressure Point for damage, Blood Rush for crit chance as we build our combo counter, Organ Shatter for crit damage, Berserker for attack speed, and then Condition Overload so we get more damage as we proc status on the enemy. And I topped it all off with Drifting Contact for some combo duration and status chance, and Vicious Frost with Virulent Scourge for even more status chance and viral damage. Now while this build is good, the low base crit chance means that it has a hell of a ramp up time. It takes somewhere between 6 to 10 minutes to make it feel consistent. You really need to get it to about 3.5-4 times combo multiplier before Blood Rush properly kicks in and the damage stops being all over the place. And I really didn't like that, especially versus the Grenier. It wasn't actually too bad versus the other factions. So I would only recommend this build if you know you're going to be in the mission for a while and you can get it to like 3.5-4 times combo multi. But since I don't really do that with glyphs too much, I ended up switching to this, which uses the same Forma setup. The stance is once again Astro Twilight, but if you prefer the other one, run that instead. Then we have Primed Pressure Point for damage, Primed Fury for attack speed, Primed Reach for some extra range. But this is kind of a utility slot, so you can put in whatever you want. Then there's Condition Overload for more damage as we proc status on the enemy, Drifting Contact for combo duration and status chance, and then Voltaic Strike, which may seem a little bit weird, but I added it in to make Condition Overload more consistent because the electricity damage was too low and it was only proccing every now and then, and this way it's gonna proc fairly often, which is gonna add damage through Condition Overload. And then I once again added Vicious Frost and Virulent Scourge for viral. Now this setup actually works a lot better with the dual wielding combo rather than if you're using it in full melee, and while the top end damage isn't as good as it was on the previous setup, it is far more consistent. And it still has some decent scaling in there because the combo counter will multiply your damage as you build it up. So I will probably stick to this setup because it fits what I do with glyphs much better than the first one. At the end of the day, you can just try both because they use the same Forma setup and decide which one you like more. So all in all, I think the Falcor is a very solid melee weapon, and if you like the look of it, you should definitely pick it up. I probably won't use it terribly much myself because I kind of miss the oomph of heavy blades and hammers with it, which is, you know, kind of what I like. But even with the lack of oomph, I still had fun with the Falcor, so as I've said, if you like the look of it, definitely pick it up. It's a fun weapon. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.